Well, hello and welcome to Knife Delights. Hey, this morning we've got another Saturday Stockman Stampede, a wonderful open tag started by our friend Terry's Knives and Man Stuff. Terry's got a great channel going. I just watched his video from this morning. Oh man, he's got a sweet old Stockman there that he's showing. And folks, he's went over 500 subscribers, so I think he's got a little something he'd like to, well, you might enter a little drawing for. So make sure to check out Terry's Knives and Man Stuff. Give him a subscribe. Just a wonderful friend. He's also on RJ's Live as one of the panelists. So, hey, stop and see us tomorrow, Sunday, every Sunday at 12:30 Central and 10:30 Pacific. We have a wonderful time on RJ's Live. So that's Terry's Knives and Man Stuff. Thanks, Terry. Well, we've got a special knife to review here, a special Stockman, and well, this is a traveling knife per se. It was donated by Jessie Millican, and Jessie wanted several channels to be able to review this knife, and I am more than happy. And Jessie, thank you for the opportunity to look at this wonderful piece of Camillus history. I love these old historic knives. Now, Jess got this at an antique store, and he said it was all rusty, and he spent a month just scrubbing and a rubbing on it, and boy, he's got it looking fantastic. So what do we have here? Well, we have a Camillus 82 Stockman, and there's the tang stamp on it. Now, the Camillus tang stamps can get a little confusing, but it has regular lettering for Camillus, and the line underneath Camillus goes all the way across, and then it says New York in USA. So, as far as I can tell, based on that tang stamp, this knife was made sometime between 1960 and the late 70s. And then over on the other side, we have the pattern number 82. So I did a little bit of research, and in the 1959 catalog, it lists the model 82, and it describes it as a deluxe pony stock knife, the handle brown stag, length 3 inches. So the overall length is 3 inches. Now, I was able to find a 1967 catalog, and in that catalog, it lists it actual size closed 3 inches. Deluxe premium stock mirror polished clip, spay, and pen blades. Solid nickel silver linings, genuine K-bone handles. Number 82, weight per dozen, 1.25 pounds, each $5. So this must have been like a dealer's catalog. So they sold them by the dozen. Now, we jump up to the 1972 catalog, and the Model 82 is not listed, but it lists the Model 83 as the Pony Stock Camillus Deluxe, and was only 2 5/8 inches closed length. I think that was the length. That the photo was a little bit blurry on it. So, this was originally their, what did they call it? Pony stock knife, or deluxe pony, but they came out with the 83 at a model 83 at some time, and they called it the Pony Stockman. And I wasn't able to find the 82 in any other catalogs. Now, the catalogs I was able to find, it jumped in several years, so I wasn't able to do a year by year by year. So, but based on the tang stamp, it looks like that tang stamp chart is pretty correct. So for the date range of this knife. And you can see here it has that, I don't know what do you call it. It's not really oval, squashed oval. It's pointy on both ends. And the handle material is called K-bone. And K-bone is, I guess, it's kind of Camillus's version of Delrin. And they just, instead of calling it Delrin, they named it K-bone. So as near as I can tell, it is a synthetic material. Now if we look at the bolsters on it, they're squared off. But let's look at the back springs here and the liners. Just look at that. You got the file work here and here. And Jessie did a wonderful job cleaning this knife up. Just look at that. We've got 3 pins, 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll look at the main blade here, the clip point. True in Camillus style. It's got that long nail pull. Very slanted down here. Very aggressive clip there. And we'll look at the pile side. And again, you got the model number on the reverse tang there on the pile side. And we can check our blades out here. What do we got for blades? There's our spay blade. Now this knife does not, it looks like it's been used some, but not overly used. These blades are in very good shape. And, whoop, got that one already. And then it has a pen blade. Yeah. So it does not have a sheep's foot. Now I thought I'd dig out, I've got a couple of Camillus Stockmans, older ones, made in the USA. But they were made just a little bit later. Now the tang stamp on this one is the same, follows the same range as that. We'll take a look at that tang stamp there, Camillus, New York, USA. But because of the shield, it looks like this was a later, later in the 70s time frame. It looks like they used this squashed oval or whatever you want to call it earlier on, and then they switched to this shield or badge. Now this one's been used quite a bit more. You can see a lot of wear on that main blade. And I did want to point out something here. Let's check this here. Yeah, you see that swedge? It's single-sided. It's just on one side. And it's the same on this one. Now, I know there was another channel, and I'm not being critical, please. I'm not. But I just want to point out, one of the other channels kind of complained because one of their Stockmans, the clip blade only had a swedge on one side. And it's my understanding is, you're trying to squeeze 3 blades down into here. And if you'll look, see how this one's canted over? My understanding is, at least back in the old days, some man literally had to take and bang on that blade to get it bent over to get it to fit down in there. So, yeah, putting a swedge only on one side is supposedly, so it gives it just that little bit extra room on one side to get that blade to fit down in there right. If anyone else has a different opinion on that, please let me know. But anyway, this is a model 67, and it's 3 7/8 inches long. And of course you can see it's got the rounded bolsters, and it is threaded. Now this has that K-bone material also, but you can see how well worn that is. And that's how one way you can tell whether a knife's been used a lot or not. See how nice and crisp and everything that jigging is on there, and how smoothed off that is. You can see the pocket worn effect on it. And then this, I'm not sure what blade that was. Let me see if we can pull out the other one here. Yeah, this knife has been used. So this looks like it was a sheep's foot blade. And I don't know if that was a spay or a pen. Yeah, this one's been used. But I kind of like to get these old knives, even if they're used. You can still look at them, compare them. Yeah. And I do have one other one here, and this is Model 64. And you talk about pocket wear and use. Look at that. It's almost got the jigging wore off of it. Now, it's got the rounded bolsters, but they're not threaded. And brass liners. And it's hard to look at these blades because, you know, there's your clip point. You can see it's all worn down. Somebody got a lot of use out of this knife. And of course that one there is like a needle. Got to be careful opening that one up. But what's unique about this one is this right here. That is a, what do they call it? A spiral punch. And that was trademarked or patented by Camillus. So I think that's what makes it a premium Stockman, is if it has a punch rather than a third blade. But anyway, this is the Model 64. In some research, I found it and they called it a junior Stockman, I believe. But yeah, isn't that interesting? So here's two very well used Camillus Stockmans. And this one by Jessie. Oh, listen to that. Look at that snap. Listen to that snap. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice job of cleaning this one up, shining it up. It's in good shape. Another look at that file work and such on the back side. Well, I'm honored. Jessie, thank you so much for the opportunity for me to look at this great traditional knife, a traditional knife pattern from a traditional USA knife company, Camillus USA. Well, everyone, until next time, go out and have a very delightful day. And don't forget, check out my playlist down here in the lower right-hand corner. Big round subscribe button there in the middle. And down here in the lower left, well, that's just the next video that YouTube thinks you should watch.